Alright there guys, so I'm finally back doing another game review. Today we will be taking a look at a more recent title that was released, which is Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. Now, I have been hyping this game up since E3 2010, since its initial announcement, and I was amazed. Like, I couldn't believe that there was another Sly Cooper game being made until some stuff happened, and you'll see what I mean by that later on. Now, has the 2-year hype actually been worth it? Well, watch this video to find out. I've been waiting for another Sly Cooper game for far too long. Even after the initial announcement back at E3 2010, there was a little tease on the Sly collection. Now, before even that, there was a little tease on the Sly 3 game where Bentley said he was making a time machine, which basically told me Sly 4 would time travel. When Sly Games came out and said that they were making a Sly 4, I was actually pretty skeptical. At first, when I saw the announcement, I was like, yes, Sly 4, yeah! And then when I saw some gameplay, I saw that Glenn Egan was there, and he is the head of Sly Games, and I was like, ooh. I wasn't exactly sure if they could make a proper sequel to Sly 3. First off, the gameplay looked like it was on the PS2. Even though when it was still in beta, I felt like they should have taken a little bit more time before they came out on E3 and showed off their new game. As months went on, I was thinking about how the story would go on and whatnot, and then when PAX 2011 came around, Sly Games came out and showed off new gameplay with new graphics of feudal Japan. The graphics had a huge improvement, and the gameplay was truly a Sly Cooper game. I was basically on board. I trusted Sly Games to make a Sly 4. Later at San Diego Comic-Con, they showed off one of the animated cutscenes which had a lot more movement and involved with El Jefe, and I liked it.
El Jefe had an impressive record. Over the years, he had taken
the next Game Informer issue, to be more specific, 224, featured Ryuichi Cooper, which basically showed off that he could actually be playable. Now, at that point, I was like, alright, you sold me. Just because you could play as the ancestors, I don't know how they could top it at that point. As the months went on, my hype basically became bigger and bigger until they delayed it from fall 2012 to early 2013, which I was kind of bummed out, but I did understand why they did it, because during the fall of 2012, there's a lot of big games coming out, like Halo 4, Black Ops 2, you know, those big games that will probably basically make Sly 4 kind of non-existent. But when February 5th, 2013 finally came around, my hype ended. Before I drool all over this game, let's go into the story. The game takes place right after Sly 3 and tells that Sly has gone with Carmelita to relax in paradise in Paris, but Sly has got the itch again to go and, steal something. He was going to steal this thing at the museum, but then Bentley showed up. When he showed up, Sly knew that there was trouble. And then we go into Bentley's backstory on what he was doing when Sly was fooling around with Carmelita. Bentley was fooling around with Penelope, but suddenly she disappeared. Bentley then realized that the Thieves Raccoonus' pages were actually disappearing. He then knew that he had to go and get the gang back together and stop whatever was going on. Murray was actually in the pro driving circuit, but he couldn't get a sponsor because of his high insurance. So he went into Demolition Derby and he became undefeated. When Bentley showed up, he knew that he had to go and drop everything and help out. And then he found out that his van was actually the key part of the whole plan. When they all got together, it was like back then, when they were all little in the orphanage and stuff and things. And Sly saw the whole thing. Their first destination was feudal Japan, which was a sword in the museum that Sly was camping out. So, convenient, I guess. When they received the sword, Sly gets caught by Carmelita, and their relationship, let's just say, becomes hazardous. You go through the time period to another time period to go and restore time and basically, fix whatever has happened. There was a lot of plot twists here and there, which I really like. Some of these plot twists I never even saw coming. In the end, you defeat the main villain, the Collector. In the ending, let's just say it's basically following the trend of endings aren't exactly all that good. What I'm basically just gonna say without spoiling anything, it speaks Sly 5. I'm seeing that there's going to be another Sly Cooper game made by Sly Games because, Sucker Punch is a bit too busy with the next Infamous game, I hope. Please, Infamous 3, hope. The gameplay is your good old traditional Sly Cooper gameplay. You control as the three main characters, Sly, Bentley, and Mario, and the first time you could actually control Carmelita in the hub world. I know you could go and control Carmelita in Sly 3, but you couldn't exactly control her in the hub world, and you couldn't, you know, choose which world you wanted to control her. You could only control her in that one mission in the first episode. So, yeah, technically this is the first time you could ever play as Carmelita. All of these characters control just like they did in Sly 3. And they all control nicely. And it's always fun playing as Carmelita, just shooting a lot of penguins and stuff and whatnot. You go from mission to mission in the hub world to go and build up to the main operation to restore the Cooper legacy and time itself. You also control the ancestors, which is actually a nice touch. They aren't exactly clones of Sly, but they also have different abilities to each other, so it makes them all different. Throughout these hub worlds, you will find different collectibles. Clue bottles are back, and they are extremely hard to find. Unless you go to the third episode and you get all the clue bottles there. And basically, you get a item in the safe that basically lets you see all of the clue bottles. So, yeah. Smooth sailing from there, I guess. And the treasures are back as well, and they are kind of hard to find, but I suggest you go after them when you finish the entire game, when you have all the costumes, because some of them actually require you use a costume. So, and yeah, the costumes are actually pretty cool. They all have their different abilities and stuff, so that is pretty awesome. Since our games actually did a contest earlier, back in the months before the game was even released, and you could basically draw a Sly treasure, and it would be part of the game if you won. Now, my region wasn't actually part of it, so I couldn't choose, and I couldn't draw it. But I bet I would choose something from feudal Japan since it was already announced. So, yeah. In the safe house, there's a lot more stuff to do. You could actually go and choose the 4 heroes and an ancestor, along with going to Thief Net to go and buy upgrades. You could also replay jobs and go through each time period, which is necessary. You could also play some ping pong in this arcade you unlock when you unlock all the treasures in the hub world. And you could also look at the treasures you have collected. I find the treasure shelf in the ping pong game area, I guess, pointless. If they removed those, I bet the load times would be decreased. And that's another thing I have wrong with this game. The load times. Oh my god, they're so long for no reason. And also, there are minigames here and there, which require 6-axis controls. Why? I would be fine with minigames, but when they add 6-axis controls, I'm like, okay, I'm done. Just no. Just no. I know that they basically did this for the Vita version, but I wish that they had an on and off switch for the console version, because I'm tired of, wiggling my damn controller all over the damn place. So, yeah. And I wish that they had more episodes. I feel that the story was a bit too short for, a whole 2-year hype of the game because I didn't know that Sucker Punch was going to make a Sly Cooper game. I didn't know. But then when E3 2010 came around, I was like, yes, finally. 2 years later, I finally got the game, and the story was pretty short, which kind of disappointed me. And also the frame rate could drop here and there, so yeah. And the hub worlds. The hub worlds are actually really huge, which is the main reason why the load times take so long. It has to load everything, load all the villains, So, yeah, the hub worlds are pretty huge, but I feel like if they decreased the hub worlds and added in more episodes and, worlds you could explore with more ancestors, I feel like the game could have been a lot better. But that is just my opinion, alright? Now, some people may say the game is perfect. It's good on how the way it is, but you gotta admit the load times are pretty long, and the hub worlds are just a bit too big for Sly Cooper standards. The graphics look very crisp, but they look really nice on an HD TV, and everything looks like from the Sly Cooper universe. That's what I'm basically trying to say, and it looks very colorful as well. So, the graphic-wise, is pretty good. Now the main question is the game worth your money? Now, in my opinion, it is. Now, you get the PS Vita version when you get the PS3 version, and it's only $40, so yeah, that's pretty good. Now, even though when I do have problems with the frame rate, the short story, and the long load times, I truly do think but this game is definitely worth your cash. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys haven't already, just go and hit that subscribe button down below. Not really enjoying this new layout, but still, if you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I would gladly appreciate it. And hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. And if you guys haven't already, follow me on my Facebook and Twitter, and those links will be down below in the description. And if you guys want more game reviews, I will put an annotation to my playlist. And if the annotations aren't working, I'll put them in the description. So yeah. And if you guys haven't already subscribed to my Let's Play channel, I will be doing Sly 2 Band of Thieves. I have done a Let's Play of Sly 2 Band of Thieves in the past, but that was with my cruddy camera and I didn't really like it. So now that I got better equipment, I'm actually going to do an official Let's Play on that channel. So when that happens, I'm not sure, but I know that I will be uploading them every Sunday. And yeah, so yeah, subscribe to that channel, and thank you guys for watching this video again, and see you guys next time. Game on, gamers!